Going. Okay, so one of the things that people ask me about a lot is how do you switch your hair care products? And it's not easy. It's not as easy as just, hey, use a different shampoo. Like, I don't know about you, but we get kind of used to, and our hair gets used to what we're using, and everybody's hair is different, and I could tell you hair stories all night, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just trying to relate to the fact that ditching and switching in the hair area is not the easiest thing to do, but it can be done. And the cool thing, and what we're going to hear tonight, is you can just maybe change one thing or one product and kind of baby step your way and trial and error your way into figuring out what works for you. I don't recommend necessarily like an overhaul of the entire hair care routine. I don't know if you're like me, but I probably use 5 different things on my hair for different reasons. And that's overwhelming to think about needing to switch all of that at once. So you're going to get several tips tonight to just switch 1 or 2 little things and try it out, dip your toe in the water and see if you can find something that works for you. Type of hair matters, and it's really hard to give hair advice. So because my hair is different than your hair, etc. So when you share, those of you who are going to share tonight about your DIY, just tell us the type of hair that you have very briefly, because that might help the other people who might have a similar type of hair as you. We all know the dangers of the chemicals that are in a lot of our products. And I'm not going to go into all of that with the fragrances and the parabens and the sulfates and all those things that are not only getting into our hair, but then into our scalp, close to our brain, our bloodstream. So it is important to start thinking about and doing an inventory in what we're putting on us. You know, the average woman puts 300 to 500 chemicals a day if she's just using stuff from the grocery store or from the CVS counter or the beauty counter. So if we can diminish any of those, it's going to have a positive effect on our overall health. I think that goes without saying for anyone who will be watching this video. So tonight, we're going to hear from a couple people about DIYs. Let me first tell you a trick called hair training. So when you first go to switching anything with your hair, I wish someone had told me this, it might get worse before it gets better. And you need to be prepared for that. You need to be prepared for possibly a couple of months of transition as you train your hair. This is where most people give up. They switch to a different shampoo, they switch something else, their hair starts acting weird or greasy or frizzy. And you really do kind of have to press through to the other side. Now, on the other side, I can tell you that at 40 years old, I love my hair more now than I ever have in my entire life after I got through the hump and figured some things out. So you got to be willing to do some trial and error and some patience here. Another huge tip is we've got to stop washing our hair so much. And that's a big part of hair training, is decrease the amount of hair washing that you're doing with shampoo. Even the good shampoo is drying your hair out, and it's damaging your hair. You can look it up and read all the blogs about it. I'm not going to go into it. But I went from washing my hair for years every other day to now I wash with shampoo once every 2 weeks. Now, I go on the opposite weeks, I just put a little bit of Young Living conditioner on it. I get it wet and put conditioner on it. So every week I'm doing something, but I'm only shampooing it once every 2 weeks. Again, that took some transition time to do, but my hair is healthier and it does what I want it to do better than it ever has before. So decrease the amount of time that or the frequency of washing, and I think you'll see some positive results. So hair training is a thing. But I would like for Suzanne to start out and share with us some about the shampoos that Young Living has and the sandalwood. I love that Young Living offers a sandalwood spray. I love that Young Living offers more than just essential oils. Like, they're actually personal care products for our hair and our makeup and our body care. And I find that it's super helpful. Catherine says, you don't find that the facial oils make it greasy around your face? No. The facial oils actually, you mean my hair? So my hair is typically a little bit more dry on the dry side. And it does get greasy. But when it starts to get greasy is about once every 2 weeks. And so I wash it and shampoo it and I'm good to go.
Okay.
The
I've got
conditioner.
that. I can do this and find oil on my fingers. I've been that way, and my dad's like that. So like I've never been able to go more than I think 3 days, even using dry shampoo. And with the smells of dry shampoo, that's not good for me either.
So one other thing is like a week that you have off or you're at a lake house on vacation or something, try going a longer time than you ever have before because you have to retrain your hair. Your hair is currently used to being washed on whatever schedule you have it on. So you have to train it to be like, no, I'm only going to wash you once a week, or I'm only going to wash you every 4 or 5 days. And it takes a while to literally, it's like potty training a child. You're training your hair in a different thing. So I save gobs of money on hair products with only getting it wet once a week and actually washing it every other week. A bottle of shampoo lasts me a year. So anyway, you just have to train your hair and go with it. Okay, Suzanne, tell us some about the things that you love.
Okay, so Young Living has 3 shampoos. There's lavender mint, that turn right, and there's copiaba. I don't have that one. I will tell you, these are highly concentrated. So I keep an empty bottle that I've already used. 1/3 of the bottle is what I put into an empty bottle. I'll add 10 to 15 drops of rosemary because Danny and I are both trying to get more hair on top of the head or keep what's there. And then I'll put in warm water, and you have to add it slow and then just shake it. Now, after the beautician does my hair, there's lots of product in it. So I have to wash it twice to get the product out. But if I don't have that product in my hair one time, and it's weird because it almost feels like just water in your hands. But when you put it in your hair, I mean, just a tablespoon, if that much, of the water with the soap, it shampoos great. My hair is thin, fine, very fine hair. So I don't use any conditioner. But some days I get some of these dry flyaways, and that's when I just do a spritz of the Hawaiian sandalwood. It smells good, and it makes your hair sparkle too. It accents those gray hairs too.
Put that up again, Suzanne. So that's the Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood
Hydrosol.
Yep. So the hydrosol is a runoff of the water from when they distill the oil. So Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood, is a really expensive oil and really good for hair and skin and all those things. So the runoff, when they distill it, they make into a hydrosol spray. And you're saying you use that on flyaways?
Yes.
I would have never thought about that.
I have one granddaughter who has very curly hair, and I'll spritz her just once with that and just kind of squeeze it into her curls, and it helps hold her curls.
I love it. And that's pretty inexpensive. If I remember the hydrosol spray.
I don't know how long I've had this bottle, and I was looking today, I still got about 1/4 of it left. I don't have to use it every day, but usually it's on Sunday. And or a day I'm going to work, and I only shampoo my hair once a week.
Okay. I love it. Awesome. Thank you, Suzanne. I learned a few new things there. I appreciate it. Okay, Lisa Benham.
Okay, so I was just going to talk a little bit about a hairspray that I make, that I've been making ever since I started with the oils. And it, like you, Suzanne, it has rosemary in it. It's got lavender. You can use lavender and rosemary, or you can use, I have put tea tree in it because when I first started using the oils, I had psoriasis on the back of my head that I had used a prescription medicine for a couple of years. It hadn't touched it. And then I just started putting tea tree straight back there. And it just literally within 6 months, it was completely gone. So this hairspray, you can make it different ways. It's just purified water, sugar. You can use vodka or food grade grain alcohol. And then you can put like 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of rosemary, or you can switch out, or you can do all three, whatever you want to do. Usually I just use 2 of them. I'll use lavender and rosemary, or rosemary and tea tree. And so then you boil your water, you dissolve the sugar in the water, then you stir it, you add your vodka or food grade alcohol, and then you let it cool down, and then you add your essential oils, and that way your essential oils don't dissipate while it's hot. So, and I mean, I can give you all the recipe if you want it for exact amounts. And the sugar, you have to adjust according to how much, you know, this is not going to freeze a wedding do up or anything like that, but it's it will, like, I just really just kind of use it for my bangs. But the more sugar you add, it gets a little bit stickier. So it just depends on how much hold you want and how sticky you want your hair to be. And then you're going to have to wash it more than once a week if you use that much. But some of the things that I just kind of looked up, some of the things, because I know I've always heard rosemary was good for your hair, but rosemary has anti-inflammatory properties. It promotes nerve growth and it improves circulation. And that, it says, as a result, it can prevent hair follicles from being starved of blood supply, dying off, and leading to hair loss. And that it also is used to prevent premature graying and dandruff, and may help with itchy scalp. And the tea tree is good for the itchy scalp especially. And then there's studies out that support a lot of the claims, a lot of studies. I'm not going to go through all of them, but then the lavender oil, it also promotes hair growth, antimicrobial, may help or prevent or kill head lice, and may help curb skin inflammation, scalp inflammation, and dryness. And of course, it has a calming effect on most people, not me. Lavender does the opposite on me. That's crazy, I know. And then tea tree, of course, skin infections, also known to help clean the hair, keep it strong, and reduce dandruff, and help reduce hair loss. So just a lot of the different studies talk about those three, a lot about those 3 oils, about how effective they are in using them for hair growth, preventing hair loss, skin, scalp, all those things. So that's why, I mean, even in your hairspray. So, I mean, I used a lot of that in my shampoos and stuff too, but I even put it in my hairspray. So.
Awesome. I've been looking for a hairspray, so thank you for that. Can you post the recipe and Believe Team on the Facebook page? And then I'll take it from there and also put it in the description of this YouTube video.
Okay. Yeah.
Everyone's watching this afterwards, go to the description and you can see that recipe, because that looks pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it works really well. It just depends, you know, everybody has to adjust it to how much they want, how comfortable with the stickiness they.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Cool. Jeannie has a spritzer for hair regrowth. So if you will unmute yourself, Jeannie, we'll hear your DIY.
I got this from Sandy and Kyler. It's in this little brown bottle. I think there's about a 4-ounce bottle. I'm not sure. And I use cedar wood. Can you see that cedar wood? Lavender and rosemary. And I'm going to be adding tea tree because I have itchy scalp. And I spritz this on. I should use it more often than I do, but I always spritz it on after I take a shower. I also use, after I wash my hair, I also use cedar wood in my shampoo, in my conditioner when I wash my hair. I use the Young Living lavender shampoo and conditioner. And then I just add the cedar wood drops to my conditioner when I put it in my hand and then to rub it. And that was the first thing I could smell when I had COVID, was my cedar wood and my conditioner. And I was so happy to smell it. But I'm not going to go into what the oils do because Lisa just did it and she did a wonderful job. But I put this in, I think Suzanne made the last batch we had. Was it 10 drops in the bottle for each one? She doesn't remember. I'll have to check my recipe. I think it's 10 drops for each one, and it's filled with witch hazel. And then I just spritz it on my head, especially right here where I'm going bald. And if you go back to my Facebook page, you'll see where I posted after I'd gotten out of the shower how bald I was getting. And I think if you can tell, it looks like it's a little bit better.
Awesome.
I'm not losing as much hair as I was. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
And so it's not coming back as much as I'd like, but I'm not using my spritzer as much as I should either. I should use it twice a day. And right now I'm just using it when I get out of the shower and wash my hair. And I wash my hair once a week, usually.
So fascinating. Thank you, Jeannie. I'm loving that all of these oils can help with so many things for our hair, whether it's glow or itchiness or regrowth. I mean, how amazing are these bottles of oil? Well, speaking of regrowth, besides the oils, we actually have change the view here. We actually have some supplements that can help with hair regrowth. This is sulfurzyme. These are sulfurzyme capsules. And then this is a powder that you could put in your water. You really only need one or the other. This has a prebiotic in it. And so that's the only difference here. And it's a powder. Like I said, these are the capsules. And they have a long chemical name that I'm not going to try to pronounce. But a byproduct of this is it can help with hair and nail growth. So if you have actually, my hair grows really, really fast. And I know it's because of the sulfurzyme. It also helps my nails be stronger. So if your nails are brittle or weak in any way, if your hair is brittle and cracky, whatever, if it doesn't grow very fast, a lot of people have seen some significant results with the sulfurzyme. So hair health, we need to give our bodies the nutrition that they need at the cellular level. And then our hair is going to be a byproduct of that. So sulfurzyme if you want healthy hair. Okay, one thing that I use after I either condition or shampoo my hair is the Mira Lustrous Hair Oil. A little goes a long way. You all know I have a ton of hair and I can't use more than like a nickel size area and all through my hair, and it keeps it from getting frizzy. Some people use this as a detangler or for flyaways, but truly a little, like 1 or 2 drops for some people is all they need of the Mira hair oil. So you could do some DIYs, or you could just grab this if you wanted to for your hair. Then I make a spray leave-in conditioner. Yeah, Catherine, your hair would love the Mira. I do a spray leave-in conditioner. And I'll post this recipe also. I found a new one today that I'm going to switch it over to. So let me tell you the new one. This comes from the Young Living blog. You're going to use a 4-ounce spray bottle, and you start it out with 2 tablespoons of the Copaiba vanilla conditioner, which I think that sounds pretty awesome. I love the smell of the Copaiba vanilla conditioner. So 2 tablespoons, 10 drops of the Mira hair oil, and then no surprise, you're going to add cedarwood, lavender, they say peppermint, so that's going to make your scalp tingle, and then water. And so that's a leave-in conditioner that actually has the Young Living conditioner in it and the hair oil. I might do that. I might get away from 2 applications into just 1 product that I put on my hair when it's wet. So that's a DIY. I'll put that in the description as well as in Young Living Believe team. If you want a special detangler recipe, you can text the word detangler to my number, 812-414-1644. If you need that number, let me know. But that came out in our Tip Tuesday today. Text the word detangler and you'll get that recipe texted to you. There's a lot on the Life Steps app. If you type in hair, you're going to get hair solutions for every type of hair problem that exists. It's out there on the Life Steps app. And then for our Tip Tuesdays this month, each week, there's going to be another recipe or another tip for hair care. So all kinds of exciting things. Anybody have anything else they want to add? Any other ideas or natural hair care tips or questions? Anybody? Or you want, Suzanne is going to unmute yourself, aren't you? Were you Suzanne? Nope, you're just smiling. Okay. Anybody want to tell us what you're going to try from what you've heard tonight? I want to try the hairspray. I got to try that Lisa talked about. Go ahead, Lisa.
I was going to ask something just real quick. When you talked about that in the beginning of how you have to train your hair and how you start out, because I know when I first started out, like I had very dry hair my whole life, never ever oily. And when I started using the shampoo and conditioner, it just got so oily and I was about ready to quit. And I kept up with it and I still use it, but I still struggle with that. So, and you say you only wash your hair once every 2 weeks. Like I wash mine every other day because it just gets oily. I mean, is there something that you know of that I mean, I do use a dry, kind of a dry shampoo, but it's still, it just looks, I don't know, to me, it just looks gross. When I,
To my hairdresser about it. She told me I was using too much conditioner and that our hair doesn't actually need that much conditioner, especially if your water is a softer water, because there's already conditioner in the water. And so we moved, and when we moved here to Sellersburg and I was doing this hair training stuff, I switched to softer water and I was really struggling. So I'm used to, with a whole head of hair, like filling up my palm with my shampoo and conditioner. I actually increased the amount of shampoo that I used, but I decreased the amount of conditioner. So it's hardly any that I'm using. And I just try to get it really good and worked through my hair. And that has helped tremendously.
okay, I'll try that.
Yep. So back off on the product and the conditioner. Okay. Yep. Anybody else? Catherine.
Yeah, Lisa, my hair, I have that same problem. I have oily face and oily scalp and have since I hit puberty. And so my hairdresser just told me to put it on like the bottom third to bottom half. And I don't actually rub any conditioner in my scalp. My hair grows really fast, so I don't need it. She's like, it's just this frizzy stuff that I could be a Viking right now. I need a haircut, but yeah, so that really helps with some of the heaviness and the oiliness too.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to use that. Thank you, Catherine. Very cool. Any other questions or takeaways from tonight? Did you learn something? I always learn something from you all. Okay. Well, then we're at our time. So I will see you all soon, either Facebook, Messenger, in person, coffee chat at my house, or next week on our Zoom coffee chat. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much.